Women always pull back at some point, even if you're doing everything right. I mean, this happened in my own relationship. You know, we went on our first date. We actually hooked up on the first date. And then it seemed like it was going well that week. And then I wanted her to come to this party that I was going to. It was like, it was over the weekend. And she just like kind of ghosted me. She was like saying like she was kind of interested, but she was just slow to respond. And then she just never showed up. And now most of the time, I would have thought that she wasn't interested, but I've been doing this for a while. And so I knew that just by being consistent, there's a chance she might go away, but there's also a pretty good chance she would stick around. And she did. She did. And of course, we've been together for 4 years now. So clearly, her pulling back wasn't a sign that, she was done with me. And I think a lot of guys need to understand that, when a woman really likes you, even if she is still into you, she's not always going to be 100% consistent across the board. Now, if you've been trying to make plans with this person and they haven't showed up, then obviously that's a time for you to move on to somebody else. But what you need to understand is that all women pull back at some point in time during the relationship. It doesn't matter if you've done all of the right things. And by the way, I don't want you to think about doing the right things. I want you to think about doing the things that you want to do. But, when it comes to like a relationship progression, I've seen it happen in some of my friends as well too. But most of all, I've seen it happen with a lot of my clients. A lot of my clients will get nervous at one point in time that they feel like their girl's pulling away. And then I'll look at everything that's going on and I'm like, dude, you're fine. This is exactly what was going to happen, even if everything was going perfectly, which it's going pretty well. The important thing here is to realize, number one, that women will always pull back. And number two, we're going to talk about why they pull back. So when a woman is with a guy and things are going really well, a lot of times women are thinking a lot farther ahead than men are. They're thinking about the relationship. And yes, they are thinking about possibly marrying this person. Okay, so a lot of things are going on in their head. But most of all, what's happening is they need to gather information about how he's going to react to certain situations. So this may be a conscious, or more than likely it's an unconscious test that she's going through, where she's thinking about the situation, where she's worried, and she's going to see how you react to her pulling back. Is he going to still pursue me? Is he going to still want to talk to me? Is he going to freak out, or is he going to run away himself? Because if he's going to run away, this is probably not the guy for me. And as well, if he overreacts and he starts chasing me super hard, then he's probably still not the guy for me as well too. Okay, but the guy who reacts consistently, calmly, doesn't let it get him down, that's the kind of guy who's going to be successful. So I'll give you an example. The example I'll give is, with me and my own relationship. So, at the beginning, when my girlfriend was pulling away, she wasn't showing up to this, it was like a weekend trip, and she just never showed up. Right? She was texting me here and there, but she was working. Now, a lot of times guys would have been like, oh, well, they might have texted her something angry. Like, well, fine, if you're not going to show up, blah, blah, blah. Now, if I had sent that text, she probably would have been like, okay, maybe this isn't the right guy for me because he's overreacting. Or maybe if I had just pulled away completely, she would have been like, all right, I guess he's not that interested. He doesn't want it that bad. I didn't do either of those things. I texted her, and when she didn't respond, I let it sit. I hit her up again later on within a reasonable amount of time. We talked normally, and then we found plans to do something the next week, right? I was patient. What happens with a lot of guys is when they first start to feel a woman pull away is they start to panic and they start to either over text or they block her or remove themselves completely. Either one of those things is going to get her to feel that this guy is not emotionally ready to deal with a woman like me. Because when you're in a relationship with a woman, spoiler alert, you guys, she's going to go through moods. She's going to have days where she don't feel that good. She's going to have emotional outbursts. And if you have two people that are overreacting, if you have two people that are being the feminine energy in the relationship, guess what's going to happen? It's not going to work out. Okay, there's going to be fights. There's going to be a lot of conflict. She's going to be much less attracted to you in those circumstances. And this is not to say that guys can't have emotion, but it is to say that you can't freak out when she's freaking out. Two people can't freak out at the same time. So what you want to do is maintain that calm composure and then move forward as if things are going well. Right? You don't want to be double, triple, or quadruple texting her. I think you can double text every now and then if you know how to do it. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to blow up her phone all in one day. Be patient. Women are very patient for the decisions they make with men. And the reason why is because it's a big deal for them. Like I said, they're thinking about things very far into the future. And if you have a week or 2 weeks where maybe you don't get to see her, or maybe her texting is a little bit slower, Rather than you freaking out and thinking this is the end of the relationship, think about how is this going to play out long term. Okay, is she responding to me at all? Is she communicating to me at all with what's going on with her? Are we able to resolve this in the future? Those are the questions that you should be asking yourself. And ask yourself too, if this is a habit, maybe she disappears like this on the regular basis. And for some women, they pull back really hard. For instance, when Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox first started dating, she went on a freaking week-long trip to Europe, didn't touch her phone the entire time, didn't tell him she was going on that trip. I don't know about you, but I probably wouldn't want to be with somebody who's doing that on the regular, okay? And Megan Fox is the kind of woman who does that stuff, not irregularly. But if you want to date a girl like Megan Fox, that's the price you got to pay, I guess. You have to assess whether this relationship or whether this kind of pullback is all right with you. If you are super confident in your standing with this woman, would her behavior actually affect your life that much? Would it actually bother you that much? If you need someone to respond as soon as you send that message, or are you a little bit patient? If she's having a rough day or a rough week, can you deal with that and not let it affect your week? That's the real question. And that's why women pull back, is because they're seeing if you can do that. And if you can't do that, then they won't be with you. Every woman gives you this test, and this is the test that I think every guy needs to learn how to pass.